Hope you guys didn't think I disappeared. Well, I have been really busy, and damn, that's always a good thing, especially, you know, post-COVID. Situation isn't that wonderful, but we're all making do, we're all hustling and doing what we can. So I promise that I will be back with a new in-depth, comprehensive Land Rover review, and today is the day. I've got the side steps installed. These are the original Defender side steps. I think these side steps are absolutely necessary because this car can be a little bit high, and was one of those things that my wife actually requested for. I've got the rear mud flaps installed. I opted for the longer ones, and this is how it looks like in the rear. Let me just show it to you guys. Yep. So it's got the Land Rover logo embossed onto it. I actually had the emblem from Powerful UK Limited. These are the guys that specializes in Land Rovers. You know, a bunch of guys over there. They make all sorts of videos for the Land Rover, and it's great. You know, they actually give do tutorial videos on how to apply the decal. I purchased a set of stickers for the front bonnet, but I royally messed it up, and that's another story. So I decided to just remove it, and now it's bare again. Now this particular Land Rover Defender is from the authorized dealer in Singapore, and it's from Wins Automotive. I opted for the Urban Pack. So the Urban Pack comes with the front grille, right? It also comes with the snorkel. Oh no, sorry, the snorkel is something that I requested for. It comes with, let's see, it comes with these nice pedals as well. Yep, so that's what the Urban Pack is. I could be wrong, I can't really remember. Anyway, this particular configuration has the jump seat in front. So basically, you can have one person sitting in the middle. Lots of charging ports. In fact, they're all over. You can see the front, you got charging ports as well. But these two ports, especially these two ones, one you can see it's a iOS cable, the one's my Android cable. So regardless whether my wife or myself drives it, the system here will automatically detect whether is it CarPlay or Android Play. Alright, so let's start the engine. This is where it gets really exciting and why I love the car so much. This is not going to be about the Land Rover driving and all those, you know, and all those other videos. I've driven the car for like, what now, almost a month, and this is what I love most about this car. You can see, let's just go with this. I go to settings and I go to all. This thing actually has what we call software updates, and you can see down here vehicle software is up to date. So far this thing has updated twice, and one time was on the 31st of October. It updated perfectly, and then the last one was done on the 10th of November. So whenever there's a new update, the eSIM embedded in this car will just automatically update it, and you're good to go. So it's like a real gadgety, and it's got all these like fancy techie kind of a thing, which is why I was actually holding out on upgrading to any other vehicle after the Discovery 4, because I knew that the Defender, they were going to launch all these smartphone capability, and it's really quite amazing what they have done. This is probably nothing new. I'm sure the other manufacturers out there already have these capabilities, but as it is right now for the Defender, I think it is well worth the wait, at least for myself. And one other thing, this is the onboard navigation. Never have I been more impressed, you know, with onboard navigation. I actually find myself using the onboard navigation more and more versus my own smartphone. You can see that, you know, everything you can just save inside. It's very fast. It's not like before where You know, like if you compare it with other onboard navigation systems, you know, a pill in comparison to your smartphone. This, on the other hand, is actually quite fast. And this, again, is something that, you know, car manufacturers around the world have actually vastly improved on. It's got zone control as well for what we call the, let me see, audio. So you can set where you want the audio to go. Is it you want to go, you know, you want the music to more focus at the driver's side, passenger side, or the rear. So it's got this fancy music zone control system. Now let's talk about the dials in front. You can see over here, that's these are electronic dials. Again, you can program what you want displayed in the middle and stuff like that. And I really like it. Now, what other aesthetics have I introduced internally? And I purchased this from Aliexpress. One of which is the gear knob. I got this carbon fiber shell. I've got these silver knobs to just put over the original dials, the volume button, right, the climate control. So the reason why I purchased these silver knobs is because I do not want them to be sticky over time, which is what happened with my Discovery 4. The start-stop button, I didn't want the original start-stop to wear out, so I decided to buy a carbon overlay, and that I stuck over that as well. Other very simple ones would be like these panels here. Yeah, I also got it from AliExpress, so I bought a matching, you know, for both the passenger and the driver's seat. I'm not sure what it's like, a wood finish, you know, it covers over the plasticky original fit. I also left out something else, which is the steering wheel itself. You can see versus the stock. I've actually purchased this also from AliExpress. This black color piece completely overlays the original grayish color. So it's got this is like a glossy kind of a look, and it just snaps right in. If you notice that little yellow dot in the mirror, yep, that one. So whenever you're changing lanes, what's going to happen is that, what's really interesting is that if you're going to be filtering left or right, or even if you're not filtering any at all, they will actually indicate a car. You know, that means that, okay, it's not safe. You know, a little car icon will actually pop up and tell you that, and warn you that there's actually an incoming car in your blind spot. So that's a really nice feature. And also, just before you open a door, if it's safe to open, this would be white in color. If it's not safe to open the car, if there's an oncoming vehicle, it will flash orange, and that's the same with all 4 doors. And what other stuff did I buy from AliExpress? Oh yes, I bought these additional containers to put stuff inside. And of course, another really fancy feature, which is once you have the jump seat open, or somebody's in the jump seat and then you can't see the rear, you can just flip this, and it's got this really cool camera on the top. And where does it come, where is it seeing? I would actually just go behind and I will show you where they mounted the camera. So the rear camera is actually mounted on the rooftop, and that's over here where the fin is. And you can see there are a whole bunch of cameras all over the car. It's got that 360 view that will aid in your parking, which is great. I love it. And this is the feature that I'm talking about. So it's going to give you, it gives you that top down angle, you know, the rear angle, the side angle, the whatever angle you want. So you can actually just put it here. You want to see it from the front. This is how you see it from the front, and that's pretty damn cool. Yeah, so if you actually crash into anything while you're trying to park this car, you're probably quite hopeless. One more other thing that I purchased from AliExpress. Let me just show it to you guys. It actually says Land Rover. Let me try and zoom in. Can I zoom in? Yeah, see, it says Land Rover. You know what they say about valve caps? If you steal people's valve caps, you get 20 years of bad luck. So please don't steal my valve caps. Thank you. It actually projects the Land Rover Defender logo onto the floor. Yeah, and this is for both the driver as well as the passenger side as well. Really cool. This is the Santorini Black, and this is the 2-liter petrol version. All right, I actually didn't want the 3-liter version for a simple fact: less road tax. This is turbocharged. Most people say that, oh yeah, it might be underpowered. Honestly, we're in Singapore, it's a small country. 2-liter turbocharge is more than enough. There's no way I'm going to go through any off-road. There's no off-roading to be done in here in Singapore, except for like secret places or illegal places. So I'm not going to take that risk. 2-liter petrol turbocharge is more than sufficient. The only thing that I can hope for would be one of those flash floods happening all in some random parts of Singapore when there's like a thunderstorm. Then perhaps, and if I happen to be in the vicinity, then maybe I might take this car. And if I'm driving this car, because most of the time I'm driving my van, if I drive this car, then I could actually wade through a 1-meter high flood and be cool about it. So yeah, this is the 2-liter version. My road tax is like 1,002 versus 3,300 or something for the Discovery 4. And bear in mind, as I mentioned in my previous video, if I were to renew the road tax for my Discovery 4, it would have gone to about 6,400 per year versus 1,200 per year. It's quite a no-brainer. So yeah, this car is very comfortable to drive, just like the Discovery 4. The air suspension is great. It's wonderful. The only downside, it's the height of the car. In its stock configuration, it's 1.97. I can bring down the height, but that's not the standard height that it should be in at all times. The standard height is actually 1.97, and actually means that I am restricted from entering most car parks. Some HDB car parks allow 1.8, 1.85. This is 1.97, so I have to discount myself from entering those car parks, which is a huge bummer. Like Junction 8, it's 1.85. I cannot park in there anymore. And there's still some other car park. There's some other malls in Singapore that have a height restriction. So if it's possible, maybe all the malls, any mall owners are watching this, maybe revise your car park height, knock away some of the concrete so that, taller vehicles like this can actually go in. In fact, the Alphats, the Bellfire, it's all very, very tall, and they're gaining in popularity. So, man, I think standard car park heights should be revised to at least 2 meters for all buildings in Singapore. Please, please, for the love of God, do it. Oh yes, one more other thing. I purchased this decal again from Powerful UK Limited. It basically makes the word Defender stand out a little bit better. This particular model also comes with this thing called a soft close, meaning that you don't have to slam the rear door. Boom, it shuts it for you. I've also added these stickers to make sure that I don't hit anyone. I've included it on all my doors as well, because I've got 2 young girls. Sometimes they get very rough, and I just want to make sure that they don't scratch the car beside. And one more other thing about the rear space. The rear space is actually a lot smaller than the Discovery 4, and that is something that I was quite shocked. But it can be resolved by simply folding the rear seats down, so that's not going to be a problem. All right, so overall, what do I think about the Land Rover Defender? Now, I'm not going to lie, this is a car that I have seen from when it was in concept all the way until it was built production. 750,000 miles have already been tested on the pre-production cars, and for reliability, it should be quite top-notch. Although some of the other YouTube videos I've seen, actually, there's one particular channel, can't really remember it, but it's probably in America. They have some glitches with the firmware or something, and I think it's been going in. Now, the thing about these new cars is that it's got all these new fancy features. That's the thing that, like for myself, I think I'm not going to put the Defender to the ultimate test, like off-road and all that stuff. So it should hold up fine. But I know that, with all these smart features introduced in the car, it's going to give it a lot more, I don't know, a lot more vectors of failure, I suppose, if you're going to be pushing it hard enough. And the problem with the car is that, once something stops working, it's going to lead to some other thing. So fingers crossed, I hope that never ever happens to me. Overall, yes, I really do like this car. It's it's whatever that I've hoped for and I wished for. When I was when I was just waiting for it to be launched in Singapore. Overall, I'm happy, and given it's 2 liter, I'm just really happy that I'm paying so little road tax versus before. Even my insurance is cheap. So in terms of maintenance and everything, with the Ingenium engine, it's been said that I only need to serve it every 34,000 kilometers. Not very sure. I spoke to my old mechanic and he said like, there's no way. You should still do regular maintenance. If there's anyone out there who's more familiar with the Land Rover Defender, please leave the comments below. Let me know what you guys think, and whether is it true that the Ingenium engine only requires servicing every 34,000 kilometers. That just seems a bit far-fetched and a bit too, I don't know, happy, because it just means that I don't have to change oil, save better for the environment, obviously. So yeah, and that's about it for the video today. If there are any questions, any Singaporean Land Rover Defender owners, if you have questions to ask or if something to tell me, leave them in the comments below. And we've come to the end of the video. That was quite a bit. No cuts. Wow. All right, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.